10 Stoic Habits to Build an Unbreakable Positive Mental Attitude, Stoicism. What if you could develop a mindset so strong that criticism, failure, rejection, disappointment, and difficult people could no longer control your peace? What if, instead of reacting emotionally to every problem, you could remain calm, focused, and mentally powerful? The ancient Stoics believed that strength is not about controlling everything around you. True strength comes from learning to control your thoughts, your emotions, your choices, and your response to life. In today's video, we're going to explore 10 Stoic habits that can help you build an unbreakable positive mental attitude. And stay until the end, because the 10th habit may completely change the way you look at difficult situations. Before we begin, if you value wisdom, discipline, emotional strength, and personal growth, subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next lesson. Let's begin. Habit 1. Control what you can control. One of the most powerful Stoic principles is simple. Control what is yours. Accept what is not. You cannot control what people think about you. You cannot control whether someone respects you. You cannot control the weather, the economy, the past, or every unexpected event that enters your life. But you can control your response. You can control your effort. You can control your attitude. You can control whether you give up or keep moving. Many people destroy their peace by spending their energy fighting things they were never capable of controlling. Someone insults you, and you spend the entire day thinking about it. Someone rejects you, and you question your worth. Something doesn't go according to plan, and suddenly you believe your entire life is falling apart. The Stoic response is different. Ask yourself, is this within my control? If the answer is no, release it. If the answer is yes, take responsibility and act. This simple question can save you from enormous amounts of unnecessary stress. Your peace begins when you stop trying to control the uncontrollable. Habit 2. Pause before you react. Your first emotional reaction doesn't always represent your best response. Someone says something disrespectful. You immediately want to respond. Someone sends you an angry message. You immediately want to fight back. Someone disappoints you. You immediately want to punish them emotionally. But Stoicism teaches us to create space between what happens and how we respond. That space is where your power lives. Before responding, pause. Take a breath. Step away if necessary. Ask yourself, will my response improve this situation or make it worse? You don't have to respond to every provocation. You don't have to defend yourself against every opinion. You don't have to attend every argument you're invited to. Sometimes silence is not weakness. Sometimes silence is evidence of self-control. The person who can pause before reacting possesses something extremely valuable. Emotional freedom. Habit 3. Start your day with intention. How you begin your morning can influence how you experience the entire day. Instead of waking up and immediately checking social media, messages, gossip, or bad news, give yourself a few quiet moments. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? Maybe you want to be patient. Maybe you want to be disciplined. Maybe you want to stop complaining. Maybe you want to focus on your work. Maybe you want to remain calm when someone tries to provoke you. Choose your attitude before the world chooses it for you. A powerful Stoic morning routine could be as simple as this. Take a few minutes of silence. Think about what matters. Identify what you can control. Visualize possible challenges. Then decide how you will respond. You are not predicting that something bad will happen. You're preparing your mind so that when difficulty arrives, you're not completely surprised by it. Habit 4. Turn obstacles into training. One of the greatest Stoic lessons is that obstacles can become opportunities for growth. Imagine someone criticizes you. Instead of thinking, how dare they? Ask, is there anything useful I can learn from this? You experience failure. Instead of saying, I'm finished. Ask, what can this teach me? You face rejection. Ask, how can I become stronger because of this experience? The event may not be good, but your response can still produce something good. Every difficult situation can become training. Patience is trained through inconvenience. Courage is trained through fear. Discipline is trained through temptation. Resilience is trained through failure. Emotional control is trained through provocation. You don't become mentally strong by avoiding every difficulty. You become mentally strong by learning how to face difficulty without allowing it to destroy you. Habit 5. Stop complaining about everything. Complaining can become a habit. You complain about people. You complain about money. You complain about your job. You complain about traffic. You complain about your past. You complain about what someone said. And eventually, your mind becomes trained to search for what's wrong instead of what's possible. Stoicism encourages a different approach. When something goes wrong, don't immediately ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask, "What can I do about it?" That question moves you from helplessness to responsibility. There is a difference between acknowledging a problem and becoming addicted to complaining about it. A strong mind recognizes reality without constantly surrendering its power to it. You don't need to pretend everything is perfect. You simply need to stop allowing every imperfection to steal your peace. Habit 6. Practice gratitude. A positive mental attitude doesn't mean pretending life has no problems. It means learning to recognize what is still good despite the problems. You have another morning. You have another opportunity. You have lessons learned from your past. You have abilities that can still be developed. You have people you can appreciate. You have experiences that have shaped you. Take time every day to recognize what you already have. Because sometimes the reason you feel unhappy isn't because your life has nothing valuable in it. It's because your attention is constantly focused on what is missing. Gratitude redirects your attention. Instead of saying, "I don't have enough," you begin asking, "What can I do with what I already have?" That shift can completely transform your mindset. Habit 7. Accept that people will not always understand you. One of the biggest sources of emotional pain is the desire to be understood by everyone. You want people to understand your intentions. You want them to recognize your sacrifices. You want them to acknowledge your kindness. You want them to see your potential. But the truth is, some people will misunderstand you. Some will judge you unfairly. Some will create stories about you that aren't true. And you cannot control that. Your responsibility is not to convince everyone. Your responsibility is to live according to your principles. If you know you're doing the right thing, you don't need constant applause. If someone misunderstands you, remain calm. If necessary, clarify. Then move forward. Your peace becomes stronger when you stop making other people's opinions the foundation of your identity. Habit 8. Make discipline stronger than your mood. Your emotions will change. Some mornings you will feel motivated. Other mornings you won't. Some days you'll feel confident. Other days you'll doubt yourself. If your actions depend entirely on how you feel, your progress will always be inconsistent. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. You don't have to feel motivated to exercise. You don't have to feel inspired to study. You don't have to feel confident to take the next step. You simply have to do it. Small acts of discipline strengthen your relationship with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build self-respect. Every time you quit unnecessarily, you teach yourself that your feelings are in charge. So train yourself to say, "I don't need to feel ready. I simply need to begin." Habit 9. Remember that everything is temporary. The Stoics frequently reflected on the temporary nature of life. Your problems are temporary. Your success is temporary. Your failures are temporary. Your youth is temporary. Your possessions are temporary. Even difficult seasons eventually change. This doesn't mean you should become pessimistic. It means you should become more present. If life is temporary, appreciate it. If success is temporary, don't become arrogant. If failure is temporary, don't become hopeless. If someone leaves, grieve, learn, and continue. If something goes wrong, remember. This moment is not your entire life. Sometimes we suffer because we treat temporary situations as permanent realities. But storms pass. Seasons change. People change. Circumstances change. And you change. So don't allow one painful chapter to convince you that the entire story is hopeless. Habit 10. Ask yourself, what would a stronger version of me do? This may be the most powerful habit of all. When you're angry, ask, what would the strongest version of me do right now? When you're tempted to give up, what would the disciplined version of me do? When someone disrespects you, how would a calm and confident person respond? When you're afraid, what would courage look like in this moment? You are essentially creating a mental model of the person you want to become. Then, instead of allowing your emotions to make the decision, you make the decision according to your values. Imagine doing this every day. Eventually, your reactions begin to change. You become less impulsive, less desperate for approval, less disturbed by criticism, less controlled by anger, more disciplined, more patient, more confident, more peaceful. That is how character is built. Not through one massive transformation, but through thousands of small decisions. Final message. Building an unbreakable positive mental attitude doesn't mean becoming emotionless. It doesn't mean you never feel sadness, anger, fear, or disappointment. It means you learn not to become a prisoner of those emotions. You can feel anger without becoming destructive. You can experience sadness without losing hope. You can experience failure without believing you're a failure. You can face rejection without questioning your worth. You can experience difficulty without surrendering your peace. That is real mental strength. So remember these 10 habits. Control what you can control. Pause before you react. Start your day with intention. Turn obstacles into training. Stop complaining about everything. Practice gratitude. Accept that people won't always understand you. Make discipline stronger than your mood. Remember that everything is temporary. And ask yourself what the stronger version of you would do. You don't need to become stronger overnight. You simply need to become a little stronger than you were yesterday. One better decision. One calmer response. One disciplined action. One less complaint. One more moment of gratitude. One more time choosing wisdom over impulse. That is how an unbreakable mind is built. So the next time life tests you, don't immediately ask, why is this happening to me? Ask, what is this moment trying to teach me, and who can I become because of it? Because you may not control what life sends your way. But you can always work on controlling the person who receives it. And that person is you. If this video gave you something valuable, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this message with someone who needs stronger mental discipline. Remember, you don't become unbreakable because life becomes easier. You become unbreakable because your mind becomes stronger. Until next time, stay calm, stay disciplined, and keep building yourself.